America, is that right?
That's right. It's January the 14th to the 17th at Steinway Village in New York.
Okay, fantastic. And that's the first of 3?
The first of 4. The first 3 events are a kind of a build-up to the grand finale. I believe the first event's January, the second event is April, the third event I think is scheduled for July, and the fourth event, the grand final, which will be seeded from the first 3 events, I believe is in October. The reasoning behind the schedule for the events is that with overseas players coming from pretty much everywhere, what with flights, hotels, etc., Darren felt like it was a good idea to put the event alongside another event that was going to be happening at the same time. So, for example, the first event's the 14th to the 17th of Jan, and then I believe like the 19th of Jan, the Derby City Classic starts.
So the players have got an option to stay on.
And they can stay on and obviously play the next tournament, and it just becomes more viable financially for the travelling players.
Oh, fantastic. Now, obviously from Legends' point of view, we are very honoured to be obviously chosen as one of the 32 qualifying obviously venues for this. I mean, from your personal perspective, what do you think of obviously Legends facilities regarding obviously the pool and from what you've seen before obviously around the world? Obviously been
I mean, it's interesting again just to touch upon briefly when Darren had the idea to do the Dynamite Open, as it was. We spoke about it and I said, do you think it's a good idea to go down the 8-ball route? It's played more worldwide, so there's more interest, more people kind of relate to it, I feel, worldwide. And when we spoke about it, I said, well, you can almost in effect run satellite qualifiers all around the world. I know Darren, he's popular out here and he knows a lot of people, and obviously like you guys, and this was obviously put forward as one of the qualifying venues, and I think it's fantastic, to be honest. I spend a fair bit of time here travelling. As you know, I play a lot in China, so it's not far. And it was the first time I've been in here. I was aware of it. The likes of Pat Holt and Kevin Azell, I know they play here. And I was aware of it, but because I always tend to stay Soy Diana, I'd never come down here. And I come down on, I don't know, it was Tuesday or Wednesday because a friend of mine's playing in the qualifier. And I was really impressed. It's a really nice club. The fact that obviously all the tables are Brunswick, and it's just very clean and very smart, and with respect, not something you would necessarily think of in Pattaya, if you like. It's very kind of very classy, very upmarket, and it's very comfortable as well when you're in here.
Thank you very much. It's good to hear from obviously a player obviously of your standard to come and see the club like this, and obviously when you do see it and you play on the tables, they are to a good standard. Now, I mean, from your perspective, regarding the World 8-Ball Series, I mean, what are you actually looking to achieve with it over the next 12 months, 3 years?
I think in all truth, it'd only be fair to say, really, this is Darren's barbecue, if you like. I've just thrown a few sausages on there, and because we've known each other a long time. We've been best friends for 20 years. Obviously, we've played against each other. We've been rivals at English 8-ball, but we've always maintained our friendship, and we're very, very, very good friends. And even when now we so happen to play in the same events, nothing's really changed. Even though he's living in America and I'm still living in Leeds, we're still very good friends. And so I think it's only fair to point out that generally this is Darren's tour. Where I feel like I helped along the way was, I've got a vast experience of playing in tournaments. I kind of feel like I know what pool's been lacking, and you go to various tournaments and you find that the same little hiccups keep reoccurring, and it gets a little bit frustrating. So when you've got an opportunity like I had, where Darren is such a good friend of mine, and he spoke about I'm thinking about running this tour, I'm thinking about maybe running this series, I felt like what a great opportunity for me to be able to put my ideas forward that I feel get a bit tedious at tournaments that aren't right, And you know, thankfully for me, because Darren respects my opinion, he's open to a lot of the ideas that I suggest. You know, not all of them, of course, but you know, even just simple things like some of the rule changes that we've made, because we feel like we play 8-ball, and you know, there's one or two things that don't really fit in 8-ball that do fit to 9-ball and 10-ball. In particular, the jump shot.
Yeah.
You know, I don't feel like the jump shot has got a fantastic place in 8-ball, because it's not that type of game. You know, you've run out of shape, you've made a mistake, now you're pulling the jump stick out. Now, if that's 9-ball or 10-ball, granted the principle is the same, yes, you've made a mistake, but you might have been put there. I feel
also only playing for one ball.
I just feel there's a place for it. So we have had the jump stick, but the jump stick can only be used when you've basically been put in a snooker. You can't use the jump stick if you've hooked yourself. Little things like where, you know, kind of you break from the centre, and once the balls get quite regular to the table you're playing on, you tend to make the second ball in the side virtually every time. That's not really 8-ball in our opinion.
Yeah.
We like the idea that you should have to hit the head ball as opposed to hitting the second ball down, because we feel like it's a skill, like Shane Van Barney's break at 10-ball, for example, where, you know, it's like driving a golf ball. You drive a golf ball, fantastic, or you can break the balls, fantastic. Don't take that skill away from somebody that's perfected that. Yeah. You know, well, we can't use the driver at this golf, you know, it's never going to happen. So we feel like little things that we've changed. We feel we've had a lot of experience worldwide over 20 to 25 years in Darren's case. So we feel like the changes are good. And I feel that's where I fit in. I feel kind of like I can bring a little bit to the table. And as I said, you know, because Darren does value my opinion, you know, some of the things that are happening on the tour, you know, have been my ideas, and he's been happy to, you know, to welcome them, type of thing. But, you know, as I said, in truth, you know, I'm not going to take credit. You know, this is Darren's tour, and I'm just helping him along the way, really.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously, from his perspective, he needs obviously people like you to bring them ideas forward. And you're both obviously very respected in world pool, not just 8-ball. But in all varieties of it, and obviously with what Darren's achieved in himself,
yeah,
it's looking good.
I think, I mean, one of the things that we first spoke about was, as I said, Darren was doing the Dynamite Open, and I believe it was in Romania. He had a couple of them. He's living in Allentown, Pennsylvania now, so he's like a couple of hours away from New York, and he's become very good friends with the pool room owner, and lots of people talk about the pool room.
Okay.
So he's got friends with him. I believe that he's asked Darren to run an event. Originally, I think Darren was going to run a 9 or 10-ball event. And what I said to Darren was, well, why is there any different to any other 9-ball or 10-ball event? Where can you go with it? Yeah. You're only ever going to attract 9 and 10-ball players. If you go down the 8-ball route, which the IPT touched upon 10 years ago in America, you bring all three potentially cue sports together, because now you've got the 8-ball. So 8-ball players are going to play. You're playing on American equipment, so 9 and 10-ball players are going to play. You then factor in the fact that it's 8-ball, snooker players can get involved, because they can play 8-ball because they're from that background, and also they prefer American pool as opposed to the English smaller type tables. Yeah. So you bring in so many more people into practice. And one thing for me, which I think is proven, is there's a qualifier here in Thailand, there's a qualifier in Australia, there's a qualifier in South Africa, there's qualifiers in the UK, there's qualifiers in other parts of Far East Asia. Now, when they run an American pool tournament, I never hear about these countries running a satellite to send a player over to play 9-ball or 10-ball. Yeah. All of a sudden, this is 8-ball, the satellites all around the world. Why has this never done before when it was 9-ball, 10-ball? Because it doesn't cater for it. Yeah. Because there's 9 and 10-ball tournaments everywhere. This is a little bit unique, I think the fact that Darren is the organiser, and is so highly regarded and so respected in the pool world, that is one of the reasons why people have like caught on to it. One of the reasons people want to be a part of it. And I think more so to the point, I think people feel very confident that it can go somewhere, the fact that Darren is the one that's the organiser. And when we spoke about it, I said to Darren, I said, I think you should be playing 8 ball. I think if you play 8 ball, you potentially have got a huge chance of making something really big happen. And 5 years down the line, who's to say the prize money is 3 times bigger, the TVs are that may well happen. I think at 9 ball, 10 ball, I don't think it's ever going to happen.
No.
So again, I think it's been a good move on Darren's part. And, you know, a couple of other people behind the scenes, you know, on the messages and the, you know, the WhatsApp and all the conversations that we've had. I feel like this was the best way that there could be anything. So we'll have to wait and see.
Fantastic. I mean, also, we just touched on the point there regarding the qualifiers. I mean, now it's been confirmed that your actual ranking points Darren's events are going to be qualified for.
Yes.
So it gives people who don't normally get a chance to go to these events or don't play these events, they can also potentially pick up ranking points to get them seeded in the world.
Again, you know, because obviously Darren's influence, the WPA are now sanctioning the tour, which is obviously a great move forward because it keeps everything united. You don't have a battle over a conflict of dates. You don't have a conflict of interest. The fact that WPA have agreed to sanction it is obviously fantastic. And I think also as well, and I believe year 1, potentially, but it's a Moscone ranking event for the USA players.
Okay.
So of course now there's Moscone points to be achieved. I'm not 100% aware at this stage whether that applies for the European team as well. However, you would think that Matchroom are probably going to look at this and say, you know what, it's a big event. It really should be a Matchroom event as well for Moscone points.
Yeah.
Again, another great thing for the tour. It's great for the tour because players are now playing for more than just the prize money at the tour. They're now playing for ranking points, world ranking points, and potentially Moscone ranking points. So that can only be a good thing for the tour going forward as well.
That's it. I mean, moving forward, it's a fantastic thing. Now, I'll start wrapping it up now. So obviously, I've got the tournament to run as well. But obviously, as I say before, we were honoured to obviously be holding this here. I mean, just before we leave this, regarding obviously the standards of players in the qualifier now, I mean, we've got some of the Philippines top players here at the moment. We've also got the Thai national champion from last year, Pride. We've also got a few lads from England here. I mean, have you got a favourite who you think's going to nick it and go to America?
I'm not so sure, but one thing that I do like about what you've said there is you've got a wide variety, a wide range of nationalities from different countries all playing in the qualifier. And one of the things that you guys hold in the satellite, you know, is it gives these people an opportunity to go to New York, all expenses paid, flight, accommodation, entry fee, and feel like, you know what, let's see what I got. You know, there's so many tournaments around the world where it seems so difficult to get all the players in one room. You'll have a tournament and the guy who's ranked number 5 isn't there because it's the other side of the world and doesn't think it's financially viable. Then you go the other side, you know, you'll have a tournament in Taiwan and maybe the best American players aren't there because it's not financially viable. What these satellites do, and like you guys, you know, you've embraced it, you've took on the qualifier, and it gives these people an opportunity to actually travel the other side of the world for a qualifier's fee. Now I believe, what is it, 50 or 60 pounds?
Yeah, the exchange rate now works out about 60 quid.
Yeah, 60 quid, you know, what do you win if you win? You win a flight, hotel, you know, your entry fee in New York. I mean, does it get any better?
Not really, and you're playing against 96 of the top players in the world and 31 other qualifiers. So it's, I'm looking forward to shaking the winner's hand tomorrow night and sending them there. From a personal perspective, it'll give someone a great chance to actually go there, embrace it like you say, and if they can win a couple of games, who knows?
Sure.
But lovely, thanks for your time. It's been a pleasure, and good luck with the rest of the tour.